This is a great definition of being in the moment. Let the paper remain on the desk unwritten and the book on the shelf unopened. Let the tools remain in the workshop. Let the money remain unearned. Let the school stand, mind not the cry of the teacher. Let the preacher preach in his pulpit. Let the lawyer plead in the court and the judges expound the law. I give you my hand. I give you my love more precious than money. I give you myself before preaching or law. Will you give me yourself? Will you come travel with me? Shall we stick by each other as long as we live? That's the moment. He's giving voice to the moment. It's the moment calling and casting away all the excuses. Yes, but. And the moment says, let the paper remain on the desk unwritten and the book on the shelf unopened. Let the tools remain in the workshop. Let the money remain unearned. That's how to tell someone to be in the moment. That's how to tell somebody there's no time to waste. There's no time. You've lived in the world of time all your life. That's where you've lived. That's where you've treaded water all your life. This is how you get out of time. You just step out. You just stop waiting. You just leave. You just open the door. You just go on the open road without preparation, without reason, without excuse, without, as Walt Whitman says, being detained. It's an absolute statement, without being detained. And then, as Walt always does, which is so kind and beautiful of him, is fullness of spirit. After he lays the law down in such a loving way, then he reaches out and says, Camarado, I give you my hand. I give you my love more precious than money. Once you've made the decision, once you've stepped out, once you've started to take the road less traveled, then there will be something there to give you buoyancy. There will be some support there, although you can't ever know what it is. It's like taking the next step, Your foot falls and you don't know where it's going to end up, but eventually the ground finds it. And you're supported. You don't know exactly how the ground shows up, where the support shows up, but it does. It's one of the things I love about his writing. He's almost certainly still unsurpassed as a writer able to communicate the unitary vision, the united vision. I think not only is he unsurpassed, nobody's even come close. Although many have tried. He's not a Shakespeare, but just like many writers, probably almost every writer in their own way is, whether they're conscious of it or not, they are contending with Shakespeare. And none has surpassed. None has even, come close to catching up. And although Walt's not a Shakespeare, he's cut from a different cloth. There's something similar. Not in the beauty of the words necessarily, like Shakespeare, but in the beauty of the spirit. And so no matter where we are at any moment, that call is always with us. that thing, that feeling, is it not there? That seeks to step outside of the old, worn-out, known ways, the old, familiar, repetitive patterns. We all, in our own way, I suppose, worship those who have done just that. Whether it's a Jesus or it's Buddha or, the 1,001 others who've done just that. We like that. It speaks to something intuitively, intrinsically in the soul. Somehow it reminds us of the life we could be living. And yet, often we are not sure that we want to go, that we actually want to walk it, that we actually want to step out into that, as I said earlier, into that aloneness. And yet, as Whitman always reminds us, after he shows exactly what it entails to step out of the known, he also often comes in and provides that kind of comfort and says, it's not for the sake of comforting us. I don't think Walt Whitman was actually very concerned with comforting us. He was concerned with telling the truth. And the truth is that something does and can and will come up to meet us. Something is there out in the open road, in the open space, in the place that's outside the pattern in which we keep moving and acting and reacting. Something is there, something, more beautiful than the life that most people know. It is there. It is waiting. That's the intuitive call. That's the thing that gets people to reach out.